Welcome everybody, and I'm talking to my colleague and friend Mei Winitana from Aotearoa. Can you just give us a plain English explanation for Whanaungatanga?
Whanaungatanga. The root word, every word has a root, has a genesis, a whakapapa. So the root word of Whanaungatanga is whānau, which means family. The tanga at the end turns it into a noun, a process. So it's the process of being like a whānau or acting like a whānau.
And that means not just your biological family, is that right?
Yes, it definitely refers to your biological whānau, your mother, father, siblings, cousins, grandparents, etc. It can also refer to the concept of a whānau, like the whānau you develop and grow at work or within a sports team, within a group of colleagues.
As a tutor, as a teacher, someone working with foundation learners in particular, how does this help me? How did this concept of Whanaungatanga, how does it help me in my work, in my job?
As a teacher, as a kaiako, a tutor, I guess the aim for most tutors is to develop that sense of whanaungatanga within the group that they have once or twice a week, every day. Because in a sense, that's what you're developing for that every day or for those times, that developing that sense of relationship and sense of whānau, family, so that things can be achieved.
I don't know whether this is the right way to talk about it or not, but I always think of glue, like the Whanaungatanga is like the glue that sticks people together. Sometimes I can tell when it's not there, like if I think of a sports team or like I've played in bands and things like that. So you can tell when people aren't sticking together. Sometimes that's easier to spot perhaps than when they are sticking together. Is that Whanaungatanga that I'm talking about?
It's a
that
good
I'm experiencing?
analogy. You can't force people to click together. There are many ways, techniques, strategies to engender that sense of family, of clicking together, of sticking together for the purpose of learning.
What's something practical that kaiako could do just to help foster and encourage that sense of Whanaungatanga?
I had a discussion the other day with a tutor from a whare wānanga who uses icebreakers to engender the sense of whanaungatanga that we're talking about. And he was describing a real simple one. It's called Maui Matau. Maui is the left-hand side. Matau is the right-hand side. You have a caller, can be anyone, who says Maui, and Maui means left, so they've got to step to the left, so they take one step to the left. Matau is right, so they step to the right. So you have people who either, if you say Maui, they all step to the left. If you say Matau, everyone ideally should step to the right. But of course you get people who step to the left or to the right out of sync with everyone else. And those are the ones who've got to sit down. It's just a simple, fun game to engender that sense of cohesiveness, of family. Little
That's
games
nice.
like that,
So
icebreakers.
it's not always possible to do, but something that has worked for me is anytime I've been able to have food and drink, cup of coffee, cup of tea, lunch, shared lunch
Definitely.
with my learners or with my colleagues, that just seems to be one really good pathway to Whanaungatanga. Would you agree?
Oh, it does indeed. Food brings people together. Doesn't have to be fancy food. It can be, hey, bring something to contribute to what we call a kaitahi, a shared lunch. And no one, whatever you bring, that's your koha. That's great. It can be a bread, butter, homemade biscuits, fruit. Definitely. It's not the actual food that engenders the whanaungatanga, but the mixing and mingling and the talking with each other and the conversations across the table, that's what engenders. And the clean up afterwards.